Hi everybody, a very good evening to all of you. I welcome you all to another session of RBI 247 where we discuss finance current affairs. Please give me a thumbs up if I'm audible to all of you. Okay. So as we all know, the G20 summit has been concluded in New Delhi this year, and therefore it is very important for not just our RBI Grade B exam but any exam. I'm talking about the G20 summit. However, what all happened in the G20 summit is important for every exam, not just for exams but for general knowledge as well. We need to know what are the things or conclusions of the G20 summit. Hi, good evening everybody. Okay, let us start with today's class. Today we are going to talk about cryptocurrency or crypto assets as we call it. The reason we have picked up this topic is because of the G20 summit. There were discussions about cryptocurrency, crypto assets, that these need to be regulated. ना ही सिर्फ अभी discussion हुआ है, the discussion has been taking place since a very long time, not just in India but in many other countries. We need to regulate cryptocurrency, or do we need to ban cryptocurrencies? Those are the answers we will get in today's class. Okay. Please let me know if the board is fine, because at times the board is very bright and you're unable to see anything. Give me a second. Yes. Is the board fine, or do I need to adjust the brightness? Okay. Right. Let us start with today's class. What we are going to study today is about crypto assets or cryptocurrencies. What are these? And mainly, we are going to talk about the threats associated with the cryptocurrencies. The reason we are talking about the threats is so that all of you can understand why is the government so worried about cryptocurrencies. Not just the Indian government, but also RBI, various financial institutions like IMF, FSB, they are all worried about regulating the cryptocurrency. Why are they worried? Is because cryptocurrency or the crypto assets carry a lot of threats. Now I hope आप सबको पता ही होगा cryptocurrency है क्या. We are going to understand that in a minute. पहले एक बारी threats of cryptocurrency देख लेते हैं, because it has been an issue for just like I explained, for a lot of countries, the governments of various countries, and also various regulatory bodies. Now, talking about the cryptocurrency or crypto asset, like I said, बहुत सारे threats हैं, एक एक करके we'll understand about various threats. The first one is monetary sovereignty. See, we all know that the currency system in India that we are following is the rupee. Rupee is the formal currency that we have in India, and we have currency notes. We also have coins in India. Now, these notes and coins are issued by the RBI and Government of India respectively. So the notes are issued by the RBI, the government issues the coins in India. I hope आप सब लोगों को ये पता है. Now the thing is that these are backed by a sovereign body, which is the Government of India, which means कि Government of India की liability है. Similarly, the notes are a liability of the RBI. However, these cryptocurrencies, they are not a liability of any sovereign body, not any government, not any regulatory authority. So it is not backed by any regulatory authority. Another issue is that these cryptocurrencies, they form a parallel currency system. I just explained India may we have rupee coins and notes, but these cryptocurrencies, they create a parallel currency system. How do they create a parallel currency system? Is that when it is used as a medium of exchange and accepted by many people, पहले एक कुछ group of people से start होता है, and then the acceptance spreads, and when it is accepted, it becomes a parallel currency system. The reason I am calling it a parallel currency system is because the official currency system is backed by the government, it is backed by the RBI. However, this currency system is not backed by any authority, any official authority, any legal authority. Therefore, when people start accepting it, it becomes a parallel currency system. Now, what happens? No body like RBI or the government is regulating it. हमारे currency system में the RBI is responsible for issue of currency. The RBI is responsible for management of currency. So the Department of Currency Management is responsible for managing the currency in India, currency circulation in India, and उसी के नीचे है issue department which issues the currency, right? However, this currency system, it is a decentralized currency system. I will explain in a minute what is a decentralized currency system, but it is not issued by any authority. Now, what happens is हमारी जो currency system है, our current currency system, there is regulation of money supply. There is regulation of money supply, which means RBI control करती है कि कितनी money supply होनी चाहिए through its monetary policy and various other means. ठीक है? Similarly, government through its fiscal policy also somewhere controls the money supply. But because of this parallel currency system, money supply in the economy increase भी हो सकती है and decrease भी हो सकती है. Let us suppose a lot of people together, invest in this crypto asset. A lot of people together, they come and they invest in this crypto asset. जब हमने invest कर दिया, we have made the payment. Now, what do we hold? We hold an asset. Yes, the asset is liquid. Yes, the asset can be exchanged. इस asset को use करके हम transact कर सकते हैं. We can transact. We can exchange this asset. But is this asset liquid money? Is this asset actual currency which is accepted? No. Therefore, the money supply or the liquidity is hampered. तो यहाँ पे RBI की कोई authority ही नहीं रही to control the monetary system or the money supply in the economy. Okay. Now, it is not backed by any government. I have just explained it to you. It is a decentralized system, which means a lot of users. It is not just for a closed group, but a lot of users can come together and they can transact. They can encrypt. अब वो encryption I will explain you in a minute. Right now, we are understanding the threats. So these two we have understood. Then it is not backed by any government. जैसे I've just explained, currency notes and coins are issued by the RBI and the government of India respectively. They are volatile, which means इनकी value कभी भी increase या decrease कर जाती है. Just like remember stocks में या shares में. When you invest in shares भी एक asset ही होते हैं, right? Because you have shares, which means कि आप इनको बेच के आपको पैसा मिल सकता है, right? So when you have these shares, you can just, I'll explain in English again. When you have shares, you can sell these shares and get your money back. Now, the value of shares is very volatile. हम हमेशा बोलते हैं share market बहुत volatile है. कभी भी value increase हो जाती है, decrease हो जाती है. Anything in the share market can happen. Similarly, mutual fund. जब आप mutual fund में invest करते हैं, there is always a disclaimer given कि mutual fund में invest करना, you have to take care, and there is a disclaimer given about mutual funds and share market that you should invest it at your own risk, right? So there is a risk. Why? Because there is a risk. Because these are volatile. Similarly, the crypto asset, it is a volatile currency. किसी ने इसको back नहीं करा है, therefore it is a volatile currency and it is not stable. Okay. Then we have fiscal risk. What does fiscal risk means? When people in one economy are exchanging crypto assets from another economy. When people in one economy, in one country are exchanging it with the other, country, what happens? Exchange risk आता है. Exchange rate risk. अब exchange rate risk आएगा. Somewhere or the other, it will impact the currency that is our India. और exchange rate risk में क्या होगा? हमारी इंडिया की जो exchange value है, रुपी डॉलर की, let's suppose the exchange rate system, it can fluctuate. मतलब गवर्नमेंट को भी बहुत ज्यादा रिस्क है. The government is also at risk here. Then we have terrorism, money laundering. ये तो I think सबको पता ही होगा what is terrorism, money laundering. So the government always focuses on AML, CFT. कौन बताएगा इनकी full form? मैंने बहुत बार explain करा है. पुराने students should tell what is AML, CFT. Now this is the focus of government, AML and CFT. What happens with money laundering and terrorism is, let's suppose somebody wants to send a lot of amount of money to someone else. ना ही वो रुपीस में भेज सकते हैं, ना ही वो बैंक अकाउंट ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं. So what can they do? They can send cryptocurrency. and after selling this cryptocurrency the person can have money or any currency which is exchangeable या फिर जो acceptable. Now let's suppose terrorism में भी there are terrorist groups. If they tomorrow start accepting cryptocurrencies, अगर वो यही accept कर लेंगे तो उससे भी terrorism promote होगा, money laundering promote होगी. So this is another means through which money laundering and terrorism takes place. That is why it poses a threat to the economy. Then we have disintermediation. The term means that we, okay, so I've got a few answers. Anti-money laundering, counter-terror financing, बिल्कुल सही. Okay, countering financing of terrorism या फिर countering terrorism financing दोनों सही है, बिल्कुल. Anti-money laundering and CFT, बिल्कुल. Talking about disintermediation, here the term means that you are disintegrating from the intermediaries. कौन से intermediaries? Bank, financial institutions, जैसे इंडिया में है ऑल इंडिया फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन या बैंक्स है. So bank is an intermediary between the RBI या फिर between the government and users, you people, right? Like you and I, right? So these are intermediaries in between, banks, financial institutions. इनके through हमको पैसा मिल रहा है. They are a channel, they are a medium through which we are getting currency. Using that currency we are transacting, we are storing that currency, we are speculating, जो कि currency के functions होते हैं, we are purchasing. So these are intermediaries in between. Disintermediation में क्या होता है is that these banks and financial institutions are not used as intermediaries, which means the users, that is people who are transacting in cryptocurrencies, they can now directly generate cryptocurrencies or directly buy or sell करते हैं, transact करते हैं without any intermediary like a bank. तो बीच में कोई एक authority या bank, एक organization नहीं है. There is no organization which is an intermediary which is letting you buy or helping you in the sale of cryptocurrency. Okay. Okay, now why cryptocurrencies are a threat? ये हमने समझ लिया है, but quickly let us go through. If there's any point we have missed, I'm going to explain again. Monetary sovereignty, it creates a parallel currency system. I have already explained. अभी तक RBI regulate करती है हमारा currency system को, and also money supply. अब money supply अगर RBI regulate नहीं करेगी, there can be a change in the interest rate, जो कि हमारा अभी RBI takes care of the repo rate. Now this repo rate affects the lending rate in the society. This repo rate also affects somewhere or the other the bills, जो securities हैं, because securities बहुत बार repo rate से tied होती हैं. Okay, so a lot of rates are aligned with the policy rate. But if there is a parallel currency system going on, जो कि RBI नहीं regulate कर रही है, और the government is not regulating, then there can be issues in control of money supply, issues in control of interest rate. बहुत सारे इंटरेस्ट रेट, चाहे लेंडिंग रेट है, सिक्योरिटीज एक्सचेंज का इंटरेस्ट रेट है, एंड अदर माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक स्टेबिलिटी इज लॉस्ट. देन आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन इट इज नॉट बैक्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट और द सेंट्रल बैंक, सो देयर इज नो सॉवरेन गारंटी. कोई आपको कि किसी की लायबिलिटी नहीं है ये, इट इज नॉट अ लायबिलिटी ऑफ एनी पार्टी और एनी अथॉरिटी. देन इंश्योरेंस, व्हिच मींस टुमारो इफ यू आर एट लॉस, हु इज गोइंग टू पे बैक द लॉस? देयर इज नोबडी to give you an insurance कि अगर आपका पैसा डूब जाता है, we are there, an entity is there who will pay back you your money. जैसे banks में है, you have deposits in banks, and what happens? Which authority, which organization is there to provide you insurance of deposits? Can anyone tell me? Insurance of deposits. Very easy. So crypto assets में when you are transacting and you face a loss, या अगर उनकी value गिर गई, let's suppose आपने transact भी नहीं करा, but you have crypto assets with you. Let's suppose 1 lakh की crypto assets है मेरे पास, and tomorrow in 1 lakh की value अचानक से 50,000 हो गई. Who is going to insure this loss? Because it is a loss. Now if I sell that crypto asset, I am only going to get 50,000 and not 1 lakh, which is what I paid. DICGC बिल्कुल सही आंसर है. Okay. Volatility I have already explained, इनकी value कभी भी increase decrease कर जाती है, just like in share market और other assets also. जैसे let's suppose आपने रियल एस्टेट में इन्वेस्टमेंट करी है, रियल एस्टेट की भी वैल्यू कभी भी इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज हो सकती है, राइट? गोल्ड इज सेट टू बी अ सेफ एसेट बिकॉज इट इज अ मेटल एंड द वैल्यू जनरली इंक्रीजेस, बट बिकॉज ऑफ फ्लक्चुएशंस इन द मार्केट, फ्लक्चुएशंस इन द इकोनॉमी, डिमांड एंड सप्लाई फ्लक्चुएशंस, तो गोल्ड की वैल्यू भी डिक्रीज हो सकती है, अदरवाइज इट इज सेट टू बी अ सेफ एसेट. ओके, जो सिक्योरिटीज आपने होल्ड करी हैं, लेट्स सपोज यू आर होल्डिंग अ सिक्योरिटी ऑफ अ कॉर्पोरेट, ऑफ अ कंपनी, एंड टुमारो इफ द कंपनी फेल्स, तो आपकी जो सिक्योरिटी है दैट यू थॉट इट वाज एन एसेट, इट कैन फॉल डाउन. the value can fall down and you will be at risk, which means again volatility की बात आ गई जो कि क्रिप्टो करेंसी या क्रिप्टो एसेट्स में है. Recently also there was a case कि बहुत ज्यादा लोगों को जिन्होंने क्रिप्टो एसेट्स में इन्वेस्ट करा हुआ है, they faced a huge loss because again volatile है crypto assets. Now fiscal risk, the government revenues could be exposed to exchange rate risk, which I've already explained, as the crypto value is dependent on the market condition. जो market में demand होगी, supply होगी, it will affect the crypto asset or crypto की value. Terrorism and money laundering, I have already explained. Financing for terrorism can increase through crypto. Now let's suppose कोई terrorist organization ने crypto आपको बोला कि आपको ये काम कराना है, मुझे क्रिप्टो दे दो. So they are accepting crypto assets, जिसकी वजह से मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग इंक्रीज हो गया. अब गवर्नमेंट को पता ही नहीं है, the government does not know that something like that is happening. Can anyone tell me कि actually में होता है? We have seen in a lot of TV series and movies. I remember I have seen this. So this is through dark net or dark web. Dark net or dark web के through ऐसे these kind of terrorist activities do take place. We have seen in a lot. I personally have seen in a lot of movies and TV series कि dark net के through somebody can transfer money to an offshore account. स्विस अकाउंट में, स्विस बैंक में अकाउंट है किसी का, सो दे कैन ट्रांसफर मनी. सिमिलरली क्रिप्टो भी एक्सचेंज होते हैं थ्रू दिस डार्क वेब और डार्क नेट सेक्शन, राइट. अब इस मार्केट को जहां पे क्रिप्टो इलीगली डील हो रही है, देयर इज ऑल्सो अ टर्म विच इज ग्रे मार्केट और शैडो मार्केट, राइट, वेयर इलीगल ट्रेडिंग ऑफ क्रिप्टो एसेट्स इज गोइंग ऑन. ओके, सो ऐसे प्रमोट होता है टेररिज्म. और वेबसाइट, यस, ओके, लोगों ने एग्जाम्पल भी देने स्टार्ट कर दिया. Bharat, okay, there might be platforms who are offering crypto considered intermediaries, yes, which will facilitate the sale and purchase of cryptocurrencies. However, there is no insurance. So just like there is DICGC, there is no insurance authority which is providing you safety because of the volatility of crypto assets, right? Intermediaries होंगे जो आपको sale purchase facilitate करवा रहे हैं. Okay, I will explain monetary policy transmission again. So monetary policy transmission में क्या होता है? There are repo rates, the policy rate, that is the repo rate in India. Using the change in repo rate, या तो increase होगा या decrease होगा. Using the change in repo rate, that is increase and decrease, the RBI controls पहले तो क्या money supply होगी economy में, and also various lending rates of banks. Now this is controlled by the RBI. Now let's suppose crypto को use करके tomorrow if this starts happening कि money supply market में increase या decrease हो रही है, therefore banks also start having cryptocurrencies with them. And what if the banks start lending and borrowing at their own rate, because repo की value decrease हो जाएगी. That is what is monetary policy transmission hamper हो रही है because of crypto assets. Shivam, I hope it is clear now. Bharat, I have already answered your question. ठीक है. Disintermediation, I have already explained. Intermediation ensures that stable financial system, just like banks and various financial institutions. Unregulated borrowing and lending impacts the stability of financial system. Now, अगर कोई crypto assets को, अगर let's suppose एक crypto asset को collateral लेके lending कर रहा है, let's suppose if you want money and if you have cryptocurrencies but you want money, and I have money, I do not have crypto assets, and I want crypto assets, assuming that tomorrow the value might increase. So I tell you, give me this collateral of cryptocurrency and I will lend you money. This is unregulated borrowing and lending, which is again happening because of disintermediation. Okay. Okay, Lokesh is saying an unlimited number of cryptocurrencies make it impossible for the government to regulate. Another threat pointed out by Lokesh. Very good. बहुत बढ़िया. चलिए, अगर किसी को नहीं पता what is cryptocurrency, I'm going to explain it to you बड़े आराम से. Cryptocurrencies, let us break this sentence. We have crypto and we have currencies. Currency mean anything that can be used as a medium of exchange. That can be used as a medium of exchange. However, this currency has to be accepted. अगर ये legal tender है तो तब accept करेंगे. However, जो कि the investors who are ready to take risk, right? So risk averse investors नहीं है, they want to take risk friendly investors हैं, they will still accept it. तो acceptance में भी दो चीजें हैं. One is legal tender, where the government tells you कि this should be accepted or not, that is let's say the note और जो भी currency है, and then we have acceptance, that is limited acceptance. Only risky investors will accept it. So currency is nothing but a medium of exchange, and currency is something using which you can transact. अब आप transact कब करेंगे? When it is accepted. And acceptance I have already explained it to you. So now what is crypto? Crypto means something that is used or derived through encryption. Through encryption. इसका क्या मतलब है encryption? It means using advanced coding mechanism. Coding आपको पता ही होगा. I don't think I have to explain you what coding is. So using advanced coding mechanism, एक code को आप decode करते हैं या encrypt करते हैं, and there is data. Data. Not code but data. Data that is encrypted, या फिर कोड को यूज करके उस डेटा से आप एक यूनिट बनाते हैं, आप उसको एनक्रिप्ट करते हैं. द यूनिट दैट इज जनरेटेड, इट कैन बी यूज्ड एज अ फाइनेंशियल क्लेम. व्हाट आई मीन व्हेन आई से इट इज अ फाइनेंशियल क्लेम, इट मीन्स दैट नाउ इट पीपल कैन एक्सेप्ट इट और कैन यूज इट एज एन एसेट. तो क्रिप्टो एसेट, क्रिप्टो करेंसी यही है कि ये मेरा एसेट है. ओके, नाउ बिकॉज दिस हैज बीन encrypted using the coding mechanism, this has become a financial asset or a financial claim. Okay, yes, using blockchain technology. बिल्कुल. ठीक है. So it is again a digital currency. It is a digital currency, which means it is not a physical currency, which means आपको नोट नहीं मिल रहे हैं, आपको सिक्के नहीं मिल रहे हैं, आपको कोई और एसेट गोल्ड नहीं मिल रहा है. However, it can be backed by gold, but आपको गोल्ड नहीं मिल रहा है, right? So you are not getting any physical asset. It is only a digital currency, a digital asset. When we mean digital, we mean that using computer system or computer network, the value is derived, or there is something with the usage of computer network or computer system. तभी हम उसको digital asset या digital currency बोल रहे हैं. Now it works as a medium of exchange only through a computer network, only to the people who accept it. Now it is not reliant on any central authority. I have already explained, किसी central authority ने इसको issue नहीं करा है. It is based on a decentralized system. It is based on a decentralized system, मतलब कोई एक closed user group पे इसका control नहीं है. It is not controlled by any closed user group. Anybody who want to transact in it can transact. Anybody who wants to hold it can hold it, or exchange it, or buy or sell it. Now all the information about the transactions that have taken place are stored in it. All the information are stored in it. इसीलिए इसको एक decentralized system बोला गया है, which means no one authority has control over it. दिनेश ने एक अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछा है, how it affects the environment when it is a digital currency. So I have never said that it is affecting the environment, because printing expense तो उससे कम ही हो रहा है, but because of anti money laundering इसके बहुत सारे negative effects. Okay. Now, no need for traditional intermediaries such as banks. अब banks क्या होते हैं? Banks have given you various other methods कि आप इस currency को आपकी जो भी legal currency है अभी तक, you can store it in wallets, which is something that you cannot do with a cryptocurrency, क्योंकि banks आपको वो option नहीं दे रहे हैं कि आप cryptocurrency store कर लो, right? Currently we have, let's say, digital currency है, e-rupee है, the government, the RBI has launched, right? अब बहुत लोगों को लग रहा था दिस वाज टू काउंटर क्रिप्टो करेंसी. हाउएवर उसके बहुत सारे रीजंस हैं. आई वुड सजेस्ट यू टू गो थ्रू ऑल द रीजंस व्हाई CBDC वाज फॉर्म्ड. नाउ CBDC यू हैव e-rupee व्हिच यू कैन स्टोर इन योर वॉलेट, राइट? सिमिलरली ऐसे आपको बैंक्स कोई वॉलेट स्टोरिंग फैसिलिटी नहीं प्रोवाइड कर रहा है इन क्रिप्टो एसेट्स. ओके, नाउ क्रिप्टो करेंसी यूजेस एनक्रिप्शन टू वेरीफाई ट्रांजैक्शंस. Yes, this I have already explained. Advanced coding की जरूरत होती है. Now, why is there a need for encryption? Why is there a need for encryption? So that कुछ उसमें safety and security maintained रहे कि हमने एक डेटा था, एक raw डेटा था, we have encrypted it and now it is used for exchange और now उसकी एक monetary value आई है. Okay. So these are a few features of cryptocurrency. Quickly we'll go through. I've already explained it to you. Decentralized system cannot be traced of confiscated or frozen by the government, क्योंकि अगेन अगर ये ग्रे मार्केट में चल रहा है तो गवर्नमेंट का इस पे ज्यादा कंट्रोल नहीं है. आपके जो बैंक अकाउंट है you are not maintaining crypto assets in your bank's account, right? So therefore the RBI or the government does not have control and cannot even trace your transactions. तभी तो money laundering इतना ज़्यादा possible है. It is borderless. This also I have explained कि one country से आप transact कर सकते हैं दूसरी country में, which means कोई एक single sovereign authority नहीं है इसके ऊपर. Now let's suppose you talk about dollar, right? Dollar is a currency. कहाँ की currency? US की, right? US की. So we know that it is the currency of this country. Similarly, rupee, India की. We know that it is the currency of this country. But again, अगर कोई crypto asset है, we do not know कि कहाँ की currency है, who is the legal or who is the sovereign controlling this currency or this asset. तो इसीलिए borderless है, which means कोई एक authority का इस पे there is no sovereign who is backing this crypto asset or cryptocurrency. Now, there is no physical existence. This also we have understood. कोई physical assets नहीं है आपके पास. There is only a financial claim. जब एक unit बन गया, you only hold a unit. तो मतलब सिर्फ आपके अकाउंट में आपको पता लगेगा कि मेरे पास इतने crypto assets हैं. Let's suppose I have 2000 crypto assets. Okay, या stable coin लगा लो. So I have 2000 stable coins. Stable coin is a type of crypto asset. Okay, या Bitcoin है. Again, a type of crypto asset. So मेरे पास this is the amount that this is the unit or the number of assets that you hold. Okay, there is no physical existence. They do not have an issuer. This I have already explained. Coding, decoding, coding से आप encrypt करते हैं इनकी values. Not a commodity. Let's say gold है. Gold is a commodity. However, here there is no commodity. It does not have an intrinsic value. इसकी value increase या decrease हो सकती है. इसकी खुद की कोई intrinsic value नहीं है. जैसे coin है. We have coin. So there is an intrinsic value in the coin which is एक तो face value होती है, एक intrinsic value होती है, which is जो जब आप इसको melt करोगे, the metal that is used to make that coin वो उसकी intrinsic value है. वैसे since cryptocurrency it is not a commodity, it has no physical existence, there is no intrinsic value. Okay, there are a lot of doubts. Let me just quickly. Extra usage of electricity impacts environment. Paras has given a very good answer. Crypto uses servers which consume heavy unit of electricity. Yes, and what happens is, see, electricity का yes, there is a trade-off between the use of electricity. आप उस electricity को किसी अच्छे काम पे लगाओ या आप उस electricity से crypto assets generate करो. That is one thing. Secondly, is the servers that you have employed. ये भी सही है. And the data that you are using. So the government limited internet provide कर रही है. जो ये authorities हैं, these companies like Reliance, they're providing you access to internet. There is only limited उनको limited bandwidth मिलती है. उसकी usage अगर यहाँ जाएगी, so there is a trade-off. You will not be able to get the usage of internet usage और cost बढ़ती है उसकी ऐसे. ठीक है? It affects the environment because it takes huge servers across the world to maintain the global ledger, and as number of transaction increases, so as the number of servers also. This answer was given by Lokesh, जिन्होंने ये question पूछा था, I guess. नहीं, ये question was okay. ठीक है. Now, a cryptocurrency is designed to be a currency, but it does not really function like a currency. This I've already explained it to you कि एक currency नहीं है. It is, yes, it is a cryptocurrency. तो हमें technically उसको currency बोलना चाहिए. But एक तो सबसे पहले it is not backed by any sovereign government. The government is not issuing them. That is one of the reasons. दूसरा, आगे कुछ reasons है. We'll understand that in a minute. The currency always has an issuer. The currency always has an issuer, which is a sovereign, the government of India. ये डिसाइड करती है कि कितनी करेंसी इशू होगी. RBI हमारे यहाँ पे डिसाइड करती है. वैसे ही US अथॉरिटी और हर कंट्री की देयर इज डिफरेंट अथॉरिटी विच इज डिसाइडिंग कि कितना इशू होगा. So this cryptocurrency does not have an issuer. Secondly, historically a currency has always been either a commodity with intrinsic value or a debt instrument. Debt instrument means जो हमारे current notes हैं, they are a liability of the government. अब ये लायबिलिटी ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट है तो मतलब गवर्नमेंट के लिए ये डेट है क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट इशू कर रही है, सो गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर एक लायबिलिटी है. नाउ these assets, crypto assets, they are not a liability of any issuer because there is no issuer. Similarly, when we talk about a commodity, जैसे गोल्ड है, there has to be an intrinsic value. या coins है, there has to be an intrinsic metal value. But in this case, there is no intrinsic value because ये एक digital currency है. That is why we do not call it a currency. then they do not conform to the understanding of a currency as they do not have an issuer and they are not instrument of debt or commodities. This we have already discussed. I guess ये repeat हो गया है. Now let us discuss about India's stands on cryptocurrency. India का क्या stand है? I have explained to you what is cryptocurrencies. मैं डिटेल में नहीं गई about the types of cryptocurrencies जैसे बिटकॉइन है या like Bitcoin or NFT or any other types. I am not explaining that in detail. Maybe some other day we can pick it up. But right now we have to understand कि G20 में क्या discussions हुई हैं and what is the government stand on cryptocurrencies. Okay. Okay. Now initially 2013 में RBI highlighted what is its stand. RBI highlighted that it has concerns related to finance, law and operations and security. Now, even very recently, the RBI governor has said that it is not in favor of having cryptocurrency or giving cryptocurrencies a legal backing. This was statement by the RBI governor, जिससे पता लगता है कि RBI का stance तो clear है. RBI का stance तो clear है कि जो private digital currencies है, हम उनको accept नहीं कर सकते. We cannot allow you users to transact using this private digital currency. Private मतलब जो कि government ने back नहीं करी है. Now we are saying the digital currency CBDC, which was brought and since it was the liability of the sovereign, तो वो accepted होगी. That is something the RBI is going to accept. However, private digital currencies is something that the RBI is not going to accept. Why? Because हमने इतने सारे अभी threats समझे हैं. Okay? ठीक है. Then in 2017, Ministry of Finance clarified that virtual currencies are not considered legal tender in India. हम इनको legal tender तो नहीं मानेंगे. आपको एक्सेप्ट करना है रिस्की इन्वेस्टर्स को, यस, उसके लिए भी जो एक्सेप्टर्स एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं, फॉर देम आल्सो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस ब्रॉट आउट केम आउट विद समथिंग, वी विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट इन अ मिनट, बट इनको लीगल टेंडर तो नहीं मिलेगा. देन द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर इन द बजट स्पीच आल्सो सेड दैट क्रिप्टो करेंसीज आर नॉट कंसिडर्ड लीगल टेंडर. दिस वी हैव अंडरस्टूड. अगेन इन 2018 में उन्होंने बजट स्पीच में अपना ये बोला था. आफ्टर विच द सुप्रीम कोर्ट आल्सो सेड कि अच्छा, द सुप्रीम कोर्ट सेड एंड आल्सो द गवर्नमेंट इज नाउ करंटली सेइंग कि क्रिप्टो करेंसी को हम बैन तो नहीं करेंगे. वी कैन नॉट बैन द क्रिप्टो करेंसीज इन इंडिया, बट वी कैन डू अदर थिंग्स. सो द आइडिया ऑफ banning cryptocurrencies is abandoned completely, but what can the government do or what will the government do in future? It is going to levy indirect tax on crypto assets. So NFTs हैं, stable coins हैं, if you are transacting on these, I mean if you are transacting with these or exchanging these or buying or selling these, इसमें जो आपको प्रॉफिट जनरेट हो रहा है उसमें आपको इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स मिलेगा. गवर्नमेंट का काम ही है इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स लीवाई करना. फ्यूचर में इसकी रेगुलेशन भी होगी कि कैसे आप ट्रांजैक्ट कर सकते हैं. हाउएवर इसको लीगल टेंडर नहीं माना गया है एंड ऑल्सो बैन भी नहीं करेंगे. बट 2021 में देयर वाज अ टेम्पररी बिल, ड्राफ्ट बिल इंट्रोड्यूस. दिस बिल टॉक्ड अबाउट 2021 में देयर वाज क्रिप्टो करेंसी एंड रेगुलेशन ऑफ ऑफिशियल डिजिटल करेंसी बिल, जिसमें ये डिस्कस हुआ था कि जो प्राइवेट डिजिटल करेंसी, इसका मतलब हम क्रिप्टो करेंसी लाएंगे विच इज द गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल डिजिटल करेंसी, बट जो प्राइवेट क्रिप्टो करेंसीज हैं जैसे नॉन फंजिबल टोकन्स हैं, दिस इज समथिंग दैट वी आर गोइंग टू बैन. बट अब द गवर्नमेंट हैज डिसाइडेड कि हम बैन तो नहीं कर सकते हैं, बट इन फ्यूचर वी आर गोइंग टू लीवाई टैक्सेस ऑन देम, वी आर गोइंग टू लुक एट हाउ वी कैन रेगुलेट देम. और भी बहुत सारे डिस्कशंस होते आ रहे हैं. एंड नाउ फाइनली इन G20 समथिंग गुड हैज हैपेंड. वी हैव अ लुक एट इट. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट गवर्नमेंट का स्टैंड क्या है? दिस इज व्हाट वी आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग राइट नाउ, द स्टैंड ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. व्हाट इज गवर्नमेंट स्टैंड? द गवर्नमेंट सेड कि हम इसको बैन नहीं कर सकते हैं, बट वी कैन नॉट अलाउ द बैंक्स टू होल्ड क्रिप्टो करेंसीज ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ यूजर्स. सो व्हाट कैन वी डू? The banks could limit the access of cryptocurrencies to some extent to predefined group of people. So this means कि total ban भी नहीं करा है, but पूरी acceptance भी नहीं दी है banks को. We have chosen a middle path. We will levy an indirect tax. Apart from that, we can limit the access of cryptocurrencies to some extent to these banks. Then it is important to have proper institutional framework, regulation and oversight. This is the stand of Indian government. कि हमें रेगुलेशन और ओवरसाइट के लिए प्रॉपर एक एक्ट लाना ही चाहिए कि कैसे रेगुलेट होगी क्रिप्टो करेंसीज इन इंडिया. लास्टली कमिंग टू अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, एंड छोटा सा ही टॉपिक है, G20 में क्या हुआ है, बट अ वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इन द G20. नाउ इन द G20 IMF, इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड एंड FSB, फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी बोर्ड, This is also an international organization which is working towards the growth and development of various economies, towards financial development of various economies. The Financial Stability Board, नाम से ही पता लग रहा है, financial stability के लिए काम कर रहा है. So this is an international body which is overlooking the financial stabilities of various economies. अब इंडिया में फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी के लिए कौन है? देयर इज आरबीआई विच इज द अथॉरिटी. आरबीआई के ऊपर द अथॉरिटी दैट इज वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स वेरियस कंट्रीज, सारी कंट्रीज जो भी रेगुलेटरी पॉलिसीज ला रही है या वहां फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी मेंटेन हो रही है या नहीं, कीपिंग इन व्यू द पॉलिसीज. यहाँ पे पॉलिसीज इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो जो रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटीज, द पॉलिसीज दैट दे आर ब्रिंगिंग, दिस इज ओवरसीन बाय द एफएसबी, फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी बोर्ड. Now what has happened? IMF और FSB ने करा क्या है? They have brought out a synthesis paper. A synthesis paper is being offered by the IMF and FSB. In this synthesis paper, they discussed, सबसे पहले तो discussed about cryptocurrencies, what are the threats related to cryptocurrencies and what can we do. सबसे पहले what can we do? Can we ban cryptocurrencies? And if we are not banning cryptocurrencies, then what else can we do? क्या हम इसको रेगुलेट करेंगे या हम इसको एक्सेप्ट करेंगे? एक्सेप्ट करेंगे तो फुल एक्सेप्टेंस होगी या पार्शियल एक्सेप्टेंस होगी? दिस इज ऑल दैट इज डिस्कस्ड इन दिस सिंथेसिस पेपर. एनी प्रॉब्लम, एनी डाउट यहां तक? प्लीज यू कैन आस्क मी. यस, so ये 30% वाला इट वाज डिस्कस्ड इन द बजट. नमिता इज राइट. Now this information is about IMF. It works to achieve sustainable growth and prosperity. The reason I have added this is because इस साल ESI के पेपर में there were 5 questions related to IMF. Moving on, IMF commissions, FSB क्या है? It is an international body that monitors and make recommendations about global financial system. It promotes international financial stability. How does it promote international financial stability? Through coordinating the national financial authorities. जो भी हर कंट्री में फाइनेंशियल अथॉरिटी है which are working in their country to bring financial stability in their country, it is coordinating their efforts. And it is also an international standard setting body. Now, these are the functions of FSB: monitor करना and observe करना market में क्या developments चल रही है, and also what are the policies that they have brought out. Now, talking about the synthesis paper जो हमारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा important है. What did this synthesis paper say? सबसे पहले, the first and the foremost thing it said was we are not going to ban cryptocurrencies. We cannot possibly ban cryptocurrencies. तो ban हम नहीं कर सकते. Then what can we do? They said that we cannot even officially भी नहीं कर सकते. किसको? Cryptocurrencies को. अपनी digital currencies the nations can bring out. But these cryptocurrencies cannot be officially accepted. कि गवर्नमेंट भी कल को एक्सेप्ट करने लग जाए क्रिप्टोकरेंसीज को, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा. ना ही कंप्लीटली बैन कर रहे हैं. Then what are we doing? We are going to follow a middle path. How? अभी क्योंकि IMF और FSB ने बात करी है, RBI ने नहीं करी है या इंडिया ने नहीं करी है, they are going to focus on क्रॉस बॉर्डर मैकेनिज्म. कि क्रॉस बॉर्डर मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग जो हो रही है, every nation should identify कि what is the risk associated with cryptocurrencies. Various nations have to identify them. They have to bring out policies that can mitigate these risks related to cryptocurrencies. And thirdly, क्योंकि ये borderless है, क्योंकि cross border mechanism transactions हो रही हैं, we have to work together and bring the common legislation या common regulation या common rule. जैसे WTO में होता है, trade organization है WTO, तो cross countries में trade तो possible है. बट क्रॉस कंट्री जब क्रिप्टो करेंसी एक्सचेंज हो रही है तो गवर्नमेंट्स को प्रॉब्लम है, बिकॉज मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का प्रॉब्लम है एंड ऑल्सो ट्रेस नहीं कर सकती गवर्नमेंट. सो एज फार एज द ट्रेड इज हैपनिंग, गवर्नमेंट इज ओके. फॉर दैट वी हैव वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिन्होंने कुछ रूल्स निकाले हैं एंड कंट्रीज हैव टू एक्सेप्ट टू दीज रूल्स कि फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट कर सकते हो, बायसनेस नहीं कर सकते, डिस्क्रिमिनेट नहीं कर सकते. सो दीज आर द रूल्स दैट दे हैव ब्रोट. Similarly, for cryptocurrencies, there have to be rules and regulations for cross-border transaction या cross-border mechanism. तो मोटी-मोटी ये 3 बातें यहाँ पे डिस्कस हुई हैं. Let us have a look. Is there any problem यहाँ तक? Okay. The synthesis paper said that blanket ban which makes the crypto assets illegal can be costly and technically demanding to enforce. That is why we are not going to do that. However, Apart from this, a recommendation by officials says that crypto should not be made official currency or a legal tender. Both these things I have explained it to you. So middle path क्या है कि गवर्नमेंट को अपने ऑफिशियल रिजर्व में क्रिप्टो करेंसीज वो नहीं होल्ड कर सकते. दे शुड अवॉइड होल्डिंग क्रिप्टो करेंसीज इन देयर ऑफिशियल रिजर्व. अभी ऑफिशियल रिजर्व में क्या क्या होते हैं? कैन एनीवन टेल मी? डॉलर्स है, गोल्ड है, एसडीआर है. दे कैन नॉट होल्ड cryptocurrencies in their official reserve as they pose risk to the monetary and global financial stability. Then there is a need for regulatory and supervisory oversight. ये इन्होंने सबसे important बात करी है. The countries should avoid large deficits and high debt levels and adopt effective monetary policy framework and avoid the use of crypto assets for payment. So this is a general news that they have discussed कि countries को fiscal balance maintain करके चलना है, deficit में ज्यादा नहीं होना है, and क्रॉस बॉर्डर जो आप जो कंट्रीज एक दूसरे को पेमेंट करती हैं वो क्रिप्टो एसेट्स में आप नहीं कर सकते. ओके, वीना इज आस्किंग सिंथेसिस पेपर इज एन इंटरनेशनल लीगल पेपर और इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट क्रिप्टो करेंसीज. सो सिंथेसिस पेपर एक डिस्कशन हुई थी अबाउट क्रिप्टो करेंसीज बाय वेरियस कंट्रीज इन द G20 समिट, जिसका रिजल्ट था सिंथेसिस पेपर, जिसमें डिस्कशंस है, रिकमेंडेशंस है इस पेपर के. ओके, लीवा इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस इंटरेस्टिंग वैल्यू. ओके, आई थिंक आपस में ही डिस्कशन हो रही है. Okay, Nancy, I will go a little slow. Okay. Let me have a look if there's any other doubt. Okay, Black Shadow, आप PDF पढ़ लीजिए. Blockchain is a technology that works like a ledger, but the difference is that every transaction is bound to the previous transaction and no changes can be done on the current one without knowing old. Lokesh, you are absolutely right. Lokesh is on fire today. He's giving all the answers and he's asking the questions and he's giving all the answers, which is good. ठीक है, बढ़िया है. सही गूगल करिए और आंसर दीजिए, बहुत बढ़िया. देन सो व्हाट ऑल हैपेंड? दे डिस्कस द वेरियस रिस्क. कौन से रिस्क? आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन्ड इट टू यू. मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, टेरर फाइनेंसिंग, प्रोलिफरेशन ऑफ वेपन्स ऑफ मास डिस्ट्रक्शन. एंड कंट्रीज को बोला है कि आप ये रिस्क आइडेंटिफाई करो. यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द रिस्क एंड टेक स्टेप्स टू मिटिगेट दीज रिस्क, सच एज FATF, फाइनेंशियल एक्शन टास्क फोर्स के जो स्टैंडर्ड है, which works at anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism. Then the IMF, FSB and other international organizations and standard setting bodies are working towards building institutional capacity beyond the G20 jurisdiction. There is a G20 which is discussing all of these, but we need to go beyond this G20 या G20 countries और broader सारी countries को मिलके ये डिस्कस करना है कि क्रिप्टो में what is the stand that they have to take on cryptocurrency. Then global coordination, cooperation, this is again theoretical, ये भी discussion हुई है. This was the last topic about synthesis paper of IMF and FSB. In case it is asked in your exam कि क्या क्या discussion हुई है, I am sure you will be able to answer that. And इससे आपका एक बहुत बड़ा descriptive question भी बन सकता है in your exam. In case it is asked, you should be able to know. ठीक है? Let us quickly talk about the questions. Question number 1. Which of the following statement best describes what cryptocurrency is? It is very easy. A cryptocurrency is a digital currency designed to work as a medium of exchange through a computer network that is not reliant on any central authority such as a government or a bank. So ये बिल्कुल correct statement है. The correct answer is 1 only. Question number 2. Which of the following statement about cryptocurrencies is incorrect? You have to tell me the answer of this question. They can lead to disintermediation. This is correct. Its value can change constantly. ये भी सही है. Cryptocurrencies aren't backed by government. ये भी सही है. So all of these are correct. Answer क्या हो जाएगा? E, none of the above. A synthesis paper is being offered by the IMF and FSB on crypto assets. The paper is offered on G20 summit under India's presidency. ठीक है. What is India's take on banning cryptocurrencies? India has clearly abandoned the idea of banning cryptocurrencies. या फिर levying indirect tax on crypto transactions can be a great source of income for Indian government. Yeah, India is proposing to ban the cryptocurrencies. What is India's stance? These kind of questions can be asked in your phase 2. Who is going to tell me what is the answer? Question number 3. Yes, C, बिल्कुल. Question number 4. What is FSB? ये तो बहुत ही easy है. You are going to tell me the answer to this question. FSB बहुत ही ज़्यादा easy है. Quickly, very quickly. Question number 4. FSB. Yes, so the first and the second statement here are correct. The third is incorrect. Why? Because it is talking about environment. It is related to environment. No, it is related to financial stability. Okay. 1 and 2, Anshul, you are right. Bilkul. That brings us to the end of the session today. If there's any doubt, you can ask me in comment section below, or for the enrolled students, you can refer to the discussion forum. I hope you liked it, and all the best for your exams. Thank you.